Hello creatives, my name is Lubomir and today I'm going to show you an automated way to use any part or shape to select from a group of many identical objects, only those below it. This method is useful because there is no direct option for such a selection in Adobe Illustrator. My basic ideas for creating a workflow were use a path or shape to distinguish objects lying below it from others and find a way to remove all other objects. I'm going to show you this technique on the example of paths created by text strokes, but you can use it with any path or shape. I use the font below from Adobe Fonts in two ways to see different results with each one. First we create outlines, ungroup them and outline stroke. Then we create the selecting compound path, align it to the center of the artboard and temporarily lock it. Now we can create objects that will be selected by the selecting compound path. Our objects are squares 4x4 points that have one point gap between them. Any gap between objects is a prerequisite for using this technique. These objects need to be placed under the selecting compound path. We apply two transform effects to the original square. We need to get individual paths from the applied effects, so we apply expand appearance and 3 times ungroup. We temporarily group the paths to align them to the center of the artboard. Then we ungroup them and clear redundant squares. From the remaining squares we will create a compound path that we copy to the clipboard so we can also use it later. Now we can unlock the selecting compound path, select both compound paths and use Pathfinder Shape Mode -front to break the design of all objects under the selecting compound path. After ungrouping, we select one of the squares in the original design and set up Global Edit properly to select all other objects in the original design. Then we lock them and delete all other objects. Unlock all and scale each a bit to cover the area of the original squares. How much you can scale them depends on the gaps between them. Create a compound path. Now it's time to paste compound path from the clipboard and send it to back. Select both compound paths and again use Pathfinder Shape Mode -front this time to remove all objects not selected by the selecting compound path. And it's done! In the end, only the objects under the selecting compound path remain. You can refine them and use them for the next creative process. This method is great, but not universally applicable, e.g. for selecting many different shapes that are placed one over the other. Similarly, in the case of simple paths and fewer objects below them, it is faster to use Adobe Illustrator's standard selection tools. But for the case of complicated selecting paths and many identical objects, this method can save you a lot of time. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. And if you found it helpful, please leave a like or comment. And if you want to watch more my tutorials, please subscribe to the channel and set notifications for all new videos.